Good morning, everyone. I just want to take a few minutes and talk about what it takes to have a successful movement practice. In order to have a successful movement practice, you're going to need three things. You're going to need attention, consistency, and variety. So what I mean by consistency is you need to be doing something every single day. If you get up and you go for a walk every single day, it's going to make a much bigger difference than if you go for a walk 2 or 3 times a week. So try and get a little bit of movement every single day. Ideally, consistency, you want a little bit of movement throughout the day. If you spend 8 hours sitting at a desk and 3 hours in a car driving to and from work, that's 11 hours that you're just sitting. You need to be doing some movement in there to make sure that you're keeping movement as a regular part of your life. Otherwise, your body's going to get adapted to sitting, and movement's going to become harder and less comfortable. So you need consistency throughout the day and throughout the week. You need variety, so don't do the same movement all the time. Walking is a decent example of a movement that you can do a lot, but it's not going to do everything. You need to be squatting, you need to be climbing, you need to be crawling, sitting on the floor, sitting in different positions. If you're always sitting in the same position, then you're not adjusting to different positions. I'm sitting here cross-legged. I can change positions just by putting my legs going different directions. I can stretch my legs out. I can cross my legs over. All these are different positions. You're getting different positions so your body adjusts to different things. You don't get adapted to a single position. And probably the most important is going to be your awareness. When you're moving, if you're just mindlessly moving, you're not going to notice tight spots, or like if I squat and I notice that my right hip is tighter than my left hip, that tells me something. It tells me either I'm doing the squat wrong. If I'm doing the squat wrong, it could show up like that. It could also tell me that things I'm doing throughout my day have made that hip tighter and that I need to focus more on correcting that hip. You'll see imbalances like that in all your movements. We all have them. And just modern living has made it even worse. For example, my right hip is really, really tight, and that's because I spend so much time driving. I spend a lot of time with one foot extended out in front of me pushing on a gas pedal. And it's created a lot of tension in that hip, so I have to spend a lot of time working to correct that. Awareness in your positioning, your body positioning, when you're standing, when you're sitting, when you're doing various different movements. If you start paying attention to the way you stand especially, you're going to notice that you're holding a lot of tension, and you can make tiny adjustments to get rid of that tension. If you're not paying attention to things like that, then that awareness is if your awareness is on something else, like what you should be doing later, or what you should be cooking for dinner, or something like that, then you're not going to notice these tension patterns, and they're going to build up, and eventually the muscles are going to shorten, and it's going to become a chronic problem. Just something as simple as paying attention to the way you stand can do a lot to alleviate it's just simple body pain that you deal with on a regular basis. So when you're moving, pay attention to what you're doing. Notice tension, notice inefficiencies, notice when you're walking, if you walk harder on your left foot than your right foot, or that you swing your left arm more than your right arm. Notice things like these, because it tells you things about the way you're using your body. And when you have that knowledge, then you can become aware of problems that you have and possible solutions without having to consult anyone. You can solve these things yourself. So just to recap, awareness, the 3 things that you need to really focus on to have a good, consistent movement practice is awareness, consistency, and variety. Go out, apply it, and see if it helps for you. Thank you very much.